going to say it. Flag Saints 2024. How are we celebrating? No, we've already talked about how we'd celebrate, but another nice win over the North Melbourne Kangaroos in our second match simulation for 2024.
Unbeaten, baby.
Unbeaten.
Are we the Wizard Cup champions?
We are
did
the Wizard
people
Cup champions.
Crunch the numbers. So
Yeah, they haven't posted the ladder. They did it last week.
God.
Brizzy would be up there, I think.
don't even know
But our
how
first
they played.
game was the biggest win, I think. So
Yeah.
percentage-wise, we might have snuck it.
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, we'll probably look at our phones during the break, and someone would have uploaded it. But regardless, it was nice. Kicking was a bit wayward, but we got the 4 points on the board. But it was nonetheless a convincing victory. Boys, how we doing, Jakey?
Yeah, a bit burnt. I didn't anticipate the weather yesterday, to be honest.
Bit of wind burn.
It was much worse yesterday. You should have seen Jaden. He was
gonna say-
as red as that Guernsey. Like he was
As red as the shorts we were wearing.
No, your review video afterwards,
Yeah.
it was kind of like the advert of like, this is what happens when you don't use sunscreen. Like kind of
and you
thing.
know, I packed it, and then I saw the clouds. I'm like, nah, it's cloudy, it's windy. There's nothing there.
Jeepers.
And then copped it pretty bad, but it was a good day. 8,000 at RCA.
That is unbelievable numbers.
Unbelievable. The line to get in, like you were saying when you were waiting.
Ridiculous.
It was
Yeah.
ridiculous.
And of course, the noisiest of the 8,000, Marshy.
Yeah.
How you doing?
Oh, yip, lads and listeners. Good, yeah. Moorabbin footy doesn't get much better. The line, so, mate, I wish I'd have just jumped the fence, to be honest, because I missed the first quarter. But, you know, that's okay. Hopefully the club made a bit of dosh.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was good. Saw a whole bunch of the AFLW players walking around. They must have been doing something earlier, so had a chat to a few of them in the line.
Beautiful. Big lines at Moorabbin circa 2004. But yeah, 8,000 people.
That's huge.
Yeah, that's amazing. The Guernsey, the stickman on full flight there.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. What do we think? What do we think? Let's get it out of the way.
Yeah.
What do we think of the jumpers? What do we think of the stick man?
Out of 10? Or just,
Let's not bruise anyone. Let's just give a little synopsis. What do you reckon?
clean.
Clean.
The long sleeve. The
long sleeve was
that-
nice.
Liam Henry in it, doing his thing. I like that a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I also reckon that it kind of showed off the bigger boys a bit more too. Like I reckon if we saw Josh Battle in one of those, everyone would be like, "Whoa!" Send him straight to Baywatch. Because the red shorts are very Baywatch.
Yeah. I do enjoy the red shorts.
Yeah.
I must admit. But
Do we bring that out in the season, the red
What
shorts?
do we call them? Do we call them the nippers or something like that?
nippers, yeah, true.
They need a name.
The red rooster shorts. So
Yeah.
like, they could just be the red rooters.
The red rooters.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or
The Hoffs.
The Hoffs, yeah.
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 I'm going Baywatch. I'm going Lifesaver here, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. The Bondis.
The Hulk Hogan's.
The Hulk Hogan's.
Yeah,
Yeah,
don't mind
true.
that, don't
Yeah.
mind
Yeah,
that.
yeah, the red undies.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of I liked them. I thought
Yeah.
they popped, but the stick man look. I get why it's a thing. I get why people enjoy it, but for me, it's just 2013 Saners, I think.
Yeah.
I think that's when we
You've
had
been,
it out.
You've been bruised. You've been
Yeah.
hurt too much from
yeah,
that
and
time.
I just looked at that, and I'm just expecting Luke Delaney to run out,
I'm
aided by
expecting
Tom Simpkin.
Eli
But-
Templeton getting the hands and running into open goal. That's what I'm picturing.
Yeah, the St Kilda juggernaut that wasn't meant to be.
2013-14 Saints. Good times.
Oh dear God, that was a shit moment of our history. But anyways, yeah, I thought they did a good job. But long sleeves were mint, short sleeves. Yeah, I think I might because as I'm wearing this.
I was going to say, you guys have been to the Saints locker.
been to the Saints locker.
Yeah.
Got the
Yeah,
the-
I don't
so
mind
what's
that.
your one?
I think this is one of the training ones, like the.
So that's a
basic-
staff. Is that a staff one?
Honestly, I have no idea.
I can see Ross Lyon rolling.
Yeah, I reckon that's a coaching.
But I quite like it. I like the black. It's simple.
I reckon that's a coaching run-on kit that you've got.
I'll take it.
And
Yeah.
I've got the players run-on.
There was a
one.
red one of this.
That's
Is that
right,
also
there is, yeah.
They staff or
Yeah,
that
Potentially, I don't know.
So this one, like, yeah, I'll try and articulate for those at home listening, but it's just the red strip in the middle, like horizontal, classic Saints. It's
Yeah.
got a little halo,
Got a little
It just-
sans serif on it, you know.
Yeah.
Font.
and it just looks right. I just saw that and I'm like, ooh, yeah. And so yeah, my point being, Stickman, I think the Saints they've just been pumping out fresh gear. Mm-hmm. So I might just hold my personal doubloons for
You're
what's
checking
to come.
up.
I'm checking. Yeah,
He's not
I'm
going
sitting
all
out.
in yet.
I'm sitting out this round.
Yeah, he's like, come on.
I'm doing the exact same because we were discussing the drop and what it'd be. And we're all going, oh yeah, it'll be pinstripe. And if
We're
it was
all
going
off, weren't we?
Yeah, we were all off. And I have $100 in the kitty from Mum from Christmas for the Saints locker, and don't think I've ever been more wise with money.
Yeah.
I'm not.
So you're St Kilda Dolomites.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. I'm just waiting until, we get through the season, and if there's something that comes up during the season like Heritage Round or something else or Indigenous Round, and I go, that's the one, then I'm going to get that. I
still want to get an Indigenous one from last year.
They're pretty hot.
Fire. So what do you think Mama Joyce would want you to get with your voucher, and what would she not want you to get?
She wouldn't. Oh, she's pretty loose on the Saints gear. So if you get any Saints gear, it's fine. It's kosher. But look, I reckon she'd be very impressed with the polo that you were wearing last week. The jumper.
The
rugby jumper.
Looks
yeah,
spiffy.
Yeah,
nice.
Look a little bit smart in that one. Because I was thinking, do I go with a media polo for this year when we get into the social club, and I can wear that, because. We got the membership polos last year for the social club, but the one that I got just didn't fit me well. It might fit me now, but I was a few kilos over. The skin fold test showed last year that I was a few kilos over. So I don't know. I'm just waiting patiently.
Yeah.
Just gotta wait.
How do we perform in the jumpers then? Speaking of the game.
Oh, performance-wise? Yeah. Well, boys, you got to tell me about it at the ground because I've only seen the replay on KO.
Yeah.
First and foremost, let's get it out of the way. Jimmy's bump.
Stupid.
Yeah, very, very silly.
Yeah.
And he'll get what he deserves from it.
Yeah.
I think we can all... usually when these bumps happen, there's a bit more of a... It could be like 4 weeks, it could be 2 or this, but this is like, it's going to be...
It's going to be
definitive,
a lot.
So there's not going to be any drama about it.
Yeah.
We know what he's going to get. And
yeah. But I was talking to you boys about it, that I'm saying it almost happened last week. Well, the week before, against Essendon, where Josh Battle almost cleaned up Gresh. And that would have been weeks as well. So what I'm saying is... that was a message that Ross Lyon has put in an envelope and said to one of the players or some of the players, send it.
You reckon?
Take it to the post box for me and send it off to the rest of the AFL to tell them we're not here to be nice.
Yeah.
Because at the moment we've got Collingwood, who are the it team of the AFL. They're just hot off a premiership and a great season. They're nice boys. They're really, really nice boys. And... I think that the only way to counteract that is to be the opposite. The only way to challenge it is not to go, fair, shake hands, we're both nice teams, because Brisbane and Collingwood, even in the grand final, they were pretty good to each other.
They were cute.
Brisbane lost, and it was, although it was nice as a spectacle, it didn't get Brisbane the win, but... had Brisbane maybe come out with that aggression and that physicality that Collingwood aren't used to during the year, what happens then? So I think that we're going into the season and we've delivered a message now that says we are not going to be nice. We are here to win football games, and if you're going to get in the way, you're going to get hurt.
It's an interesting take.
Yeah,
it is. I think, I can tell you now, there's going to be listeners that completely disagree.
Yeah,
I'm kind of on the fence with that one because I would rather him smash a bloke in a fair tackle.
Oh, I'm with you. Don't get me wrong. I'm not condoning
this
it.
This has been a bit of a sniper in my eyes, to be honest.
Yeah, correct.
It was. And
I don't see any benefit there.
Yeah.
There wasn't.
I suppose the devil's advocate in me say completely wrong. He got it wrong. Mm-hmm. But he's obviously going in to clean him up.
Yeah.
So I think Joyce is right in that there was a messaging to be really, firm. Mm-hmm. Walk that tightrope, but don't get silly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jimmy got silly, or he just mistimed it. Whatever he did it wrong.
Yeah.
But as Simpkin kicked it, he got really low. So I think had he because he was like leaning back.
You reckon it's a bit of an
Jimmy-
Andrew Brayshaw where he dropped to go off and Gaff came through with the fist intended for the chest?
I think so.
Jimmy-
I think he was going for the breadbasket, but
He was,
But
he was lining
even
them up.
then, he still left the ground significantly.
sure.
Oh, yeah.
That's
Yeah.
automatic weeks, even if it's a
Yeah.
fair bump. It's
Yeah,
like
yeah.
it's
he's
not
left
if he
the
gets him
ground.
in the chest. If he doesn't get his head, then that's fine.
But why
Yeah,
leave
well,
the
that's the
ground?
precedent. Yeah, but that's the precedent that they've set.
Why
is
leave
that
the ground?
Why would he leave the ground? Maximum impact. Like,
Yeah.
so, but I agree. Why leave the ground? I reckon the safer thing would have been...
Especially if he was going low, yeah.
Because you also protect your knees when you leave the ground. You leave, you're not going to roll an ankle, you're not going to do a knee.
And the fence is right there. Like,
God,
could've-
yeah.
it could've
So,
been- yeah.
but
Anyway,
better ways to send the message,
yeah.
but it has been delivered.
But in terms of like your point being that we want to be, I guess, an aggressive team,
Mm-hmm.
I can see that because Collingwood and Brisbane, they don't need to because they are that chock full of talent ready to go now,
Yeah.
ready to contend now.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like if you need to get like a bit of an extra leg,
Mm-hmm.
then got to get a little bit scrappy with
Yeah.
it.
Yep.
And it's all part of the mind games. Like if you just go, shake hands, may the best team win.
Mm.
Yeah, that's okay if you're both sort of evenly matched. But if you're a little bit underneath, you want to come in with a bit of the junkyard dog mentality.
But what I see from that now as well is we're not going to have two close games against North like we did last year. We're going to come out and we're going to bully them. Like we are just these
they
bottom
came-
four teams. We are going to win by big margins.
They came and they wanted to do that to us yesterday. Like there was so many spot fires around the ground.
Oh, yeah.
Wardlaw on top of Steele. I don't know if it was on the telecast.
I heard it.
In the
Was
middle
that
of the
prior
ground.
to the Jimmy hit?
I think
a
it
lot-
might have just been. I think so. I can't remember.
Yeah.
But he was on top of Steely, like pushing him down, and Steely was then giving it back. And they went on for a little bit. And then the back pocket, there was some more. It was all over the ground, all these
Yeah.
little things. So North came to be, and they're the same. Like, they're a bottom team. They got to make a name for themselves. And they got the talent, but you got to be
and
physical too. So.
Don't get me wrong. Hawthorn during that period under Clarkson
And yeah,
were
the
bullies.
unsociable,
That's
the
unsociable.
famous unsociable football.
Yeah, correct. So
yeah.
I think that we're drawing a new line to it now. Like what Jimmy did was wrong, but it's going to be the unsociable football, but only when we're out there.
Yeah.
It's for that. Those 4 quarters, we're going ballistic and move, get out of our way. And you're going to see, I reckon throughout this year, you're going to see some blokes get some weeks. And it's not going to be like Jimmy's situation, but there will be things where if someone's running back with the flight of the ball, Max King's there, Max King's not letting them have a free run.
Yeah.
He's going hard at it and putting the knee up. That sort of thing. So there will be some blokes throughout the year that will get some weeks, but I think that we're here this year to put teams into submission and do it early.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
you do. We did that against Essendon last week.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
And even the training has been really physical, like
Yeah.
really aggressive, like the controlled aggression. Like, obviously Jimmy didn't, but
Yeah.
but the overall ethos it seems to be we're going for the player.
Yeah.
and that's how footy should be played.
Correct.
because
Yeah.
that's the best way to put people under pressure is to really get in their grills
Yep.
and make them think twice about next time they go for the ball, they're like, I'm going to cop some heat.
Yes.
Because there's no point,
Yeah.
like, you rush someone, but, like, you just corralling. They're like, oh,
Yeah.
I'm not scared of that.
Yeah, well, we're not scared to come out and play Collingwood. No one's scared to come out and play Collingwood. And if they lose the game, we'll go, oh, yeah, we lost to a good side.
Yeah.
If you're going to come up against St Kilda this year, I think the idea is, geez, we came up against a good side and we are battered and we are bruised.
Yeah.
We are so sore from that game with the Saints that we're not only going to lose this one by a lot, we'll probably lose the next one by a lot because we're still recovering.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's been a bit of conditioning going on. But regardless
100%.
of that and regardless of the messages and everything like that, we blooded some new personnel.
Yes.
Onto the ground.
And they all stood out. They
Yeah,
all had their
they're great.
moments, which was
Yeah.
excellent. Ari, special mention. I
Yeah.
thought he looked pretty good. There was some kicking issues, but then there was some very nice kicks into the middle. Mm-hmm. So he showed a bit of the both sides, but
Yeah.
he'll improve. And then game.
Oh,
plan
and the wind
marks
didn't
as
help.
well. The wind didn't help anyone, to be honest. It was,
So many out in the fulls, like both teams.
That third quarter where we're trying to kick it out of defense, there was like 3 or 4 on the fulls.
Yeah.
Same side every time.
Oh yeah, like the wind to just take it.
Yeah.
Parallel.
But to see the, Darcy Wilson was a standout. I think he'll debut against the Cats.
Yep.
If he doesn't, I'll be shocked.
Yeah.
He got like 600 metres gain. Riley Bonner.
Oh, I think he got. I looked at the
He got
stats.
more. He got
737 metres gained.
30 disposals from that. Kicked a goal on the run from 50.
Yeah.
Set up a nice king goal where we rebounded.
Yeah.
He looks he's a steal.
Yeah.
And then Naz doing Naz things.
Yeah.
Was another standout.
How good was the play where out of the guts, Bonner just breaks the line,
Yeah, that's what I mean.
gets
And
the
then he
hands, came back, it's a king. Like,
it was beautiful.
So tasty.
Yeah.
And Burnsy as well. Just a quick mention. I thought Burnsy was bloody brilliant.
Yeah, he keeps trying hard all game, and
Yeah.
when the gears aren't quite turning for St Kilda, he's the one putting the clutch down. And
Yeah, it's a good call. When we're not at our best, he's always
he's getting touches.
Yeah,
He's
true.
buzzing around.
Yeah.
So
I think I don't think we learnt anything too different to the week before. I think the first half, like, to be honest, if the second quarter we capitalise, the game is absolutely dead and buried.
Yeah.
3 goals 10,
definitely.
man.
Yeah.
3 goals 10. Like, the game's, that's a 10-goal margin at half time.
Yes.
And we're packing our bags and it's job done.
Yeah. But what I've loved to see as well is that we're starting strong, and both weeks I think we've started into the wind.
We
But
have,
we've
yeah,
put
good
the
call.
first 2-3 on the board.
Yeah.
You know, so we're running it in there. We know what we're about. We're being silky smooth, and it's up to the opposition to counteract to that.
And we've finished both games the stronger too. So that fitness has kicked in.
Yeah.
Because we were challenged North. They came to win.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
That was no surprise. Like, we know that they're going to do that. They
Yeah.
did it against the Pies the week before. And then we changed gears, got the game back on our terms, and kind of ran away with it in the end.
yeah. There was
You know?
there was no way we weren't going to win
Yeah.
that game. But
How good was Liam Henry's
The-
Maximus Aurelius moment?
Oh, yeah.
Because I was moving around and I was right in front of me. And as soon as he kicked it, he's just going,
loved it, huh?
show me the money.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what you want to see from
He's a pocket
an
rocket.
exciting player
Yeah,
that
yeah.
just he clearly loves his footy and loves to entertain.
Yeah.
And by golly gee, I think we found one.
oh yeah, even that mark that he took.
Yeah.
True,
that was
and then he
massive.
dished it off to Riley Bonner.
Yeah, that one. Yeah.
So clean.
Yeah.
And like the goal before that was multiple little efforts where he kind of blocked the handball, and like he's putting like all his pressure acts are going to be quite high.
It's
Yeah.
kind of like now we've got 2 Bradley Hills. I know there's different players, but
Yeah.
just that lightning energizer bunnies that are just around the contest, and like Hilly's more towards the back half and Henry's more towards the front.
Yeah.
But
And then you've got Wanganay Malira in the middle.
that's it. Like it's
Yum.
just
He had another terrific game.
Yeah.
29 disposals, just all elite.
There was a beautiful kick to, I think it was Higgins,
Yeah.
where we were bombing it in a little bit, but he was the one that got the hands and just absolutely lasered it between 2 North players and hit him.
Yeah.
I thought that was just classic Naz. We shouldn't be surprised by this stuff anymore.
No, definitely not. One thing I did notice from our game that I think we'll definitely be reviewing is that we'll go on the hot potato. And that's fine, but I think a few times we perhaps got a bit excited or maybe a bit under the pump and just fed it out to no one.
Yeah.
And then conversely, hands out, but the ball's just not travelling as far. So,
Yeah.
a lot of times it's just hit the deck. Whereas if it's clean, and I know it's a practice game and things like that, but it's quite clear that that's our mode. We want to just go from the stoppage to spread. And I think, we just got a little bit excited in a few moments, and I'm sure having some key mids like
Crouchy's back.
Crouchy,
Sinks
back, yeah.
yeah, just a few more, just sort of a little bit at the coal face to settle it down.
Yeah.
But when it comes off, far out, we look
That looks
good.
great.
We look really.
And
We're gonna bother some teams.
Yeah, and I know some people were still a bit iffy about the forward half, but I think we converted at 53% yesterday. Going in, we scored.
Yes.
We had 20. It was 29 scoring shots to 15.
Well on
So,
track for 100
top,
points.
Well on
again.
track, like 60 points and a half.
Yeah.
Like I was tipping over 100. It it wasn't, but that's more from inaccuracy than anything.
Oh, totally. Yeah.
But Sharman, to me, was probably our best forward, I think. You don't think he was? I thought he was brilliant around the ground.
I think they moved him
was
to
better than
halfback
King.
as a. Yeah. Oh, Kingy didn't want to get hurt.
Yeah.
He
I
would have
think
been
it was
sent the
like-
message before the game saying, "Go out there, do your thing, don't get hurt."
I think that was like Marshall too, to be honest. I think he took it
Yeah.
a bit lighter than usual.
Marshall has
He still
now.
had 20 possessions. I didn't realise.
Yeah, he's just realised what the whole AFL, I think, has now realised is that Trent Sherry is a monster of a human.
Yeah.
He is huge, and Marshall, I don't think, prepared for that because he was getting bodied.
Yeah.
He was getting really, really bodied
Yeah.
by Sherry. So that's where we've seen Marshall in the past be a little bit more clever and change his angles and use his run, which he did. He still got 20 disposals, so he
Yeah, he
used that
still
run and he
worked his
kicked a
arse
goal.
off. Yeah.
So, he won around the ground, and that's what he's always going to do is win around the ground. But that's where you need to have a look at the Ruck contest, and then the Trent Sherry actually did an incredible job of reading... Oh, Tristan, sorry.
Tristan Sherry, yeah.
Did an incredible job of reading the ball with the wind.
Yeah.
Because he realised, well, if I'm on this side of the ground, the ball's just going to fall on my head.
Yeah,
They're throwing it up.
It was just protecting his space, wasn't
Correct.
it?
Yeah. So that's where Marshall needed to maybe be a little bit more clever. Start a bit further back and go, okay, well, if you're going to stand there, I'm going to absolutely dig my knee into you.
But that's
Yeah.
where I think that lends to sort of what Jake's saying is that self-preservation mode. Like, I'm
Correct,
not going
yeah.
to go barrel into him
Yeah,
just
fair, yeah.
for shits and you know what. So,
Yeah.
Yeah, because he was getting ragdolled a bit in that
He
first
was.
quarter. And
and it was unlike
Yeah.
him. And
Yeah.
I kind of, the big,
kicked a nice goal.
He did.
that goal was juicy.
Yeah, outside 50, he's always going to land that.
Yeah.
It's a bit of a Moorabbin pre-season special for Rowe, isn't it?
It is. He did it against
that's
the
his,
Bombers.
That's his spot. He likes it there.
Yeah, did it last year as well.
Yeah, he did it
Yeah.
last year. Yep.
Same exact spot as the Essendon one last week. So,
I think
I think Steely was still serviceable.
all right.
Like he was
9
good. 20
tackles.
25 touches, 9 tackles. Yeah, one of those tackles he laid was the ideal.
when he just
tackle.
kept spinning him but didn't pull him down.
Didn't pull him
Yeah, I
down.
saw
That
that.
is
It
what
was
the
brilliant.
AFL wants.
Yeah.
Like he had the option to absolutely dump him then, but then just held him up and
just
kept him.
kept-
And
Yeah.
Sebastian did a bit of judo moves as well,
Yep.
actually. He pretty much just got the arm and is like, okay, LDU, what are you going
That's
to do?
right. Yeah.
And he's just like, oh, all right.
Yeah, I think
He's
LDU
like-
had a
he's
bit of a
like,
laugh
all
after
right.
that.
He's like, uncle, and he just drops the ball.
Yeah,
It's just
yeah.
like, you know,
Yeah,
same way with it.
it was an ideal hit out. I
Yeah,
think we
yeah.
needed a little bit of physicality. It's good to get warmed up
Yeah.
to what we're going to get in a fortnight's time against the Cats and then the Pies. So
Disappointing about Dukes getting a bit injured,
disappointing
though.
that little hammy.
Yeah,
there. I don't
the
know
injuries.
how bad it is, but I think for those people that seemingly were happy about Dukes getting an injury,
Yeah,
we're going to quickly find out that he's a very important part of that back line.
God, we're coming up against Geelong and
I mean, he was an important part that when we didn't have him in the final,
Yes,
people
yeah.
are stressing. So
yeah,
And I thought Dukes looked good.
yeah.
I thought he did too.
I thought he's put in a really good pre-season.
Yeah,
so,
correct. And as we say at St Kilda, let the cobblers cobble.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's it.
You know, let them say what they want to say. We know his worth,
Yeah.
and we know what we're cheering for. So hopefully it's a minuscule one. Like he was able to hop off the ground, so there was definitely a bit of a pop there. I watched the replay today, and I was like, "How's he running off? What's he looking like?"
Yeah.
He knew as soon as he did it, and he put his hand up and said, "I've got to come off." And it looked like he was grabbing about midway up, and when you've got a midway up, it's about 4 weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You give
so
it
give
4.
him
So,
first month,
yeah, just because there's not a whole heap of blood flow through there, and it's a bigger part of the muscle. So
You are the Peter Larkins with the hammies,
Yes,
aren't
isn't
you?
it?
yeah, it was. Yeah, there was an NBA player that went down with a potential ACL today, and
Yeah.
my mate messaged me in the boys group saying, "Dr. Joyce, synopsis." And I was like, "Oh, it's either a meniscus or it's a very unlucky ACL." But yeah, it's funny after being injured so much how you can kind of read off body language and the way that they're doing things. But yeah, look, hopefully it's only a 4 week or 3 to 4 week, and
that'd be nice.
then he can get back in, and that brings him back in round 2 or round 3. So,
Mitch Owens did what he wanted.
oh, yeah.
That was better. The week before he was quiet.
Yeah.
We put him
Yeah.
in the ruck a little bit more, which Kane Corns wasn't very happy about.
Oh, that was incidental though. That was
Was that while Rowe was off?
getting his head taped up the
Yeah.
whole time. Yeah,
Yeah.
so that was
Yeah, because it wasn't that many centre. He was there, 2-3 centre bounces max.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he was probably a good counteract to what Sherry was doing because Machado can sneak up behind and jump.
Or rove it anyway. Like
And hit the ground and keep going. Yeah. That's another thing I love Max King for. If he doesn't win the contest, the ground ball, he only had 4 or 5 touches on the weekend, but most of them resulted in either his goals or someone else's.
Yeah, that tap in front to Machado.
And then the handball out to...
was it to Burns or to... was that the...
Membry, I think? No, someone snapped it. It was down the clubroom side.
Was it Higo?
Someone kicked a goal out of it, and it was Max King doing what he does best, and the ball went over the back, and he just went straight for it, picked it up, clean handball, snap goal. So just awesome. It's going to be so nice to hopefully get a full season of King.
Fingers crossed, yeah.
Fingers crossed, yeah. Oh, jeez.
On that note.
Oh, jeez, the Mornington Peninsulas have hit me. But just quickly, Bentley Social.
Yes.
Trivia Tuesdays now.
Trivia Tuesdays, yeah, they've been doing it for a while. It's quite a hot place to be in Centre Road, Bentley, actually, because they always get quite a few down there.
Yeah,
I hate trivia.
I went there once.
I am so terrible.
Bad?
I'm terrible at trivia, but there are people out there that like it. And
If it's Saints 2010's football, Marshy's your man. Anything else?
Give it to me, yeah. Or like skew if like NRL questions regarding the Melbourne Storm.
Melbourne
you
Storm
beauty.
specifically, yeah.
Yeah, but,
Single player Australian Test cricketers.
That's it.
From the 90s.
And they're also doing like footy's back round 0 this Thursday, where they'll be live and loud, big screens.
Yeah, get there.
You guys know the drill. So if you want to, who's playing this Thursday?
Oh, it's like GWS versus Collingwood or something.
Yeah, and then it's Carlton Brizzy Friday night.
Yeah.
Which would be big at the Gabba.
Yeah.
Nice.
But I think
So there'll be
it's
some
at
big
Market
games.
on Thursday. Yeah.
But
So
then-
there will be good games, but it just feels a bit weird.
Yeah, but then there'll be Saints footy there the following Saturday night.
That's right. Yeah, if you can't get down to Geelong and you want to watch the game
get to the
somewhere,
Bentley Social.
Get to the Bentley Social because I know you boys will be down at Geelong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've got a wedding that I need to take care of,
We've
so
got-
I won't
we've
even
got
be able
space.
to watch it.
It's all ready in the
There
whole
you go.
game. Yeah. get
Done.
down.
Bentley
Yeah.
Social is the place to be if you
That's
want to
it.
be around some Sainers. Fellas, I reckon it's time for a bit of Joycey's Choice moment of the match.
I was waiting for it.
Here we go.
Where is it?
It's coming.
Joycey's Choice moment of the match. Joycey's Choice moment of the match.
Beautiful. What a sting. Mine.
doesn't go for long enough. If you
Well, for some reason, like it's just cut off the first half. Don't worry, listeners, you'll hear the whole thing.
fair
But,
enough. The whole thing will be
It's usually double that.
Because I was ready to start swinging the shoulders. And
Sorry,
then
mate.
as you were.
Yeah, my moment of the match was actually a bit of a blunder, and it was Jimmy. No, I'm kidding. Darcy Wilson taking the mark and going to play on and go around.
Oh, that was hilarious.
That is my moment of the match.
Yeah.
Because he is just fearless. He is not afraid to make a mistake, and that is so rare from a youngster.
Yeah.
That I think what he forgot was that, he was 10 metres too far out to have a shot for goal because of the wind, but wind resistance also works against your body, so you're not quite as quick, so he didn't get far enough around.
The slowest ball.
It was, yeah.
Hey, the fake just wasn't. He hasn't mastered.
He
the
got
fake.
nowhere.
And who called the move, Jake?
You did, mate.
yeah,
I couldn't believe it.
I called it. He's going to
He's
do
like,
a
he's going to
Milnie.
do a Milnie. Yeah,
There you go.
I couldn't believe you called it.
At Marvel,
That's
Darcy.
the choice moment.
Yeah. At Marvel, Darcy, I reckon you'll pull it off. But at Maribin, with 60-kilometre winds coming straight at you, I don't think you're going to get far, and the bloke on the mark's maybe going to have a bit more momentum at you. So you've still got the choice moment of the match. I loved seeing it.
Yeah,
I love
keep it up.
It's a practice match.
Yeah.
Practice things.
Yeah.
Try new things. Love it. Love
Yep.
it. Yep. And now straight into a bit of a mosh segment.
Yes,
Ooh,
we've got
that we're
the
building on here.
back to your best segment, boys. I
Back
don't know
to
why I
your
said it.
best.
I don't know why I said it like that. Thanks to Mosh. Back to your best. Who was back to their best? Like, I'm going to give it to Burnsy, I reckon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I really rated Burnsy's game.
Yeah, especially
I
that
still
third.
think that third term, yeah, like you said, when we were down, he was still up.
Yeah.
And he was fairly consistent throughout the day. And his ball use is getting better. So I think his ball use is getting back to its best. And
There we go.
to me, he's a lock for round one.
Yeah.
I still think a lot of people are not sold on Burnsy. but I'm sold.
Well,
I'll buy some stock.
I think because Burnsy, he's like last year, he petered off a little bit, and he's a young player, and I think we've seen moments where like, this bloke's going to be a 150 gamer for us, but I think he's really stood up in this past pre-season, this pre-season, and it's a good shout. I like the fact that you got a message from somebody going the Rossage rolls.
Yeah, I'm tempted to. I've actually got that in junk mail. I was gonna bring
sorry.
that in.
Yeah, that's all right. We'll put a pause on that one.
That could be the title of the potty. You know?
Rossage
Rossage
rolls.
rolls.
Because that's straight up Burnsy.
Well, I was going to speak about his role in the team, and that's maybe why he petered off a little bit last year, was because he lost his role. Like he couldn't find a role. So
is that junk mail?
Oh, it's coming through the bloody headphones. There we go.
Yeah.
So I reckon Burnsy's a good one. Another one for me is, and you were talking about buying stocks, and we'll have to buy stocks on this bloke because it's his name, Liam Stocker.
Yeah.
His defensive efforts were fantastic. His second efforts, his tackling, copped a big knee to the head while he was going for a courageous ground ball.
Yes.
I didn't get a free kick for it. But just kept going. He's an absolute warrior, and he's got a big task coming up against Geelong because Jimmy's not going to be there. Of course, Patton's out, and Patton's usually the replacement for Jimmy.
Yeah.
But we'll get into that later on in the lead up. Of course, next week we've still got a potty in the lead up to the game. But I reckon Stocker is up there for me.
I think they're all valid, and I think all those boys have Burnsy and Stock. They got a good head of hair. I think actually Burnsy dyed it, didn't he, last year?
Yeah, Burnsy did.
Blonde tips or something?
And there's, you know what, Burnsy's still a young lad.
Yeah,
he's still a young lad. Give him time.
Yeah. But thanks to Marsh. If you're not like those blokes and don't have good hair, check out Mosh. We've got the discount code Saints50. If you want to have hair like Joycey's, sign up to one of their online treatments. They got doctors. They'll do it all for you.
Yep.
Get it mapped out.
It's an easy
No doubt
process.
like Joycey.
It is an easy process. It's so good.
And use the discount code and you get $50 off.
Yeah, that's it. And for those, I can give you the tip from the couch. I'm looking at Joyce's hair right now, and his head is as full as Caminiti's boot.
And that's a big boot.
That's a big boot.
So on that note,
Jakey's junk mail.
Yeah.
Jakey's junk mail. Jakey's junk mail. Jakey's junk mail. Jakey's junk mail.
Oh, Jakey. The junk mail.
This one is from Hattie.
Hattie.
G'day, Hattie.
How do you do?
Is a halfback line of Naz, Sinks, and Bonner lethal or going to be weak defensively? See, I don't think they're going to all play off halfback at the same time.
Yeah.
I don't know what Bonner's defensive chutzpah's like.
Yeah.
Sinclair and Naz can defend.
Oh, yeah.
We know that. So, it would be interesting because I don't think Bonner's really been tested in that kind of...
But it's like Daniel Rich. Like, is Daniel Rich really a defender? Like, I don't really ever see him being a proper pure back pocket.
Like one-on-one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, it's ball in hand always.
Yeah. Viva la Rich.
I think it's
I'm gonna miss
lethal,
him.
if I had to pick.
I think it's lethal. Yeah. Best defense is a good offense, is that right?
And we've got Wilkie there who will just clean up the
mop it
scraps
up.
anyway,
As long as we've got, that core of battles, Wilkie and Dougal, I think it's, and Cordy, I think it's going to be pretty healthy, as it was last year. We haven't lost anyone from last year from that core. So we were the stingiest defence of the year last year. We should be the same this year because we've still got the same personnel. The only personnel that's changed in there is the additions of Bonner and Henry and whatnot. Yeah,
I think we're happy there. Kieran's asking, will Sharman or Mateus sit on more heads this season?
Oh, gosh. Sharman's he is so ready to take Mark of the Year.
Yeah.
I liked his clunk in the goal square.
Yeah, that was nice.
Yesterday, I thought that was kingy, but he just came in and clunked it.
Yeah.
He's a one-grab player.
Yep.
He doesn't juggle it. Mateus, I reckon he's going to fly for more and almost take Mark. He's going to do what Sharma did a year ago. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, sit on Sicily's head. Yeah.
But I'd back Sharman. I reckon he's got it in his locker this year.
But how nice is it to have high flyers?
Yeah.
We haven't had him for so long. Like, when was the last time we had someone that wanted to sit on people's heads and take marks?
Yeah. I
Benny
mean,
Long.
Benny Long.
he
Yeah,
could
but
do it.
he was just so in and out of the team that we never saw it that
Yeah,
much.
true.
Yeah.
So he took a few, but yeah.
Yeah.
There was no one that was
We've
like
never
that.
had a Jeremy Howe, like a guaranteed specky every
Yeah.
2 weeks.
Like we had. I mean, we've got one of the most famous ones in Barker.
Oh, yeah, in Barker, obviously, but
yeah.
say in the last 20 years, even
Yeah.
Rui wasn't that. Cozzy
Cozzy was a
took
pack
one
mark.
or two, but not often.
Goddard loved getting up there.
Oh, you know who did? Dempster.
Dempster took
True,
a few
he
big
did
ones,
ride a
didn't he?
few,
Yeah,
didn't
Yeah,
yeah.
he went surfing a lot.
Yeah, but he never got Mark of the Year, but had Mark of the Year taken on him by Wingard. So
that was
we
bad.
need to flip that over.
Yeah.
Yeah, true. Mark of the Year, Coleman medal. I reckon we can do it this year.
Yep.
Imagine. Jessica's asking, do we think we'll see the red shorts and stickman jersey combo during the season? Kind of talked about this before. But I think
that's the idea,
it's
isn't it?
cheeky. Yeah, I think it would be a
I think that's the
alternative
idea.
I wouldn't be blown away if that happened.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah.
Oh no, not round 2. It's a home game, but it's still against Collingwood. They don't have an away strip, so maybe.
Spuds game. Bring the
Yeah.
collar back for that one.
Yeah.
Could be.
Sneak the collar out
Yeah,
again.
I'd like the collar.
Yeah.
I'd love it if it just came out in the wool.
Oh, in the wool, full wool.
Proper old school.
Go full wool.
Acrylic or whatever they called it.
Yeah.
Chad's asking, is it worrying that we're still seeing the quarter to a half of football in which we allow the opposition back into the game? This was an issue last year with putting teams away like Hawthorn and Port in particular. I wouldn't read too much into it, to be honest, Chad. I think it
Took
was
the words
just
out of my mouth. Yeah.
the wind. There was a few factors that went against us, but we still tried to play a certain way.
Yeah,
And
we
under
didn't
the
want to get
roof-
hurt in that
Nah.
second half.
And under the roof, I think a lot of those passes we go for come off.
Yeah, and not only that, we completely changed our gameplay
Absolutely.
after half
We
time.
were not
We
playing
went
the same
slow.
way.
We
Yeah.
went kick, mark, kick, mark, kick,
Yeah.
mark, and a couple of times we walked it out of defence, kick, mark into our 50.
Yeah.
Like walked it,
Because
and
that
was into the
first
wind.
quarter especially was so hot. Mm-hmm. Like that was turbo football
Yep.
from both sides.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah, I think bit of tempo.
Yeah,
a lot of-
and then North in that third just had 3 kicks into the
From
or
the
2
centre
kicks.
circle.
Coleman Jones getting out Jeff Ferring vibes. That was awesome.
Nut.
How did it look at the ground?
It just, he
Yeah,
just,
it's just massive.
just kept
Yeah,
going.
it's like- just this dirty kick straight out towards a goal. Just
Even
like, oh,
Kingy's
jeez.
set shot in the last.
Yeah.
And it went and it hit the post like
Oh yeah, that's
three
right.
quarters up.
Yeah.
It was nuts. And he didn't even put anything into that.
Yeah, same with Rose.
Yeah,
Pretty
Rose,
in the back
yeah.
net.
Pretty funny.
Yeah.
Some kid ran away with the footy yesterday.
I was going to ask if any footies were stolen.
Yeah,
Tony
yeah.
Lockett days, yeah.
Yeah, I've never seen kids converge on a footy like this because it went over like our end, in the last quarter. Can't remember who kicked it, but yeah, it went over the fence and like 20 kids just like
Was that Sharman just barrel it from the goal square?
I
Didn't he
think-
thump it?
Yeah, actually, it was
Yeah.
Sharman. Yeah, I think it was Sharman. And yeah, these kids are just flying over the fence.
Yeah.
And another kid, he came away with the chockies, and he was kind of stunned because he's like, do I give it back? And everyone on the hill's just like, go,
Go, yeah, get
Run,
out. You've
get
got
out
your
of here.
He's got
prize,
the car
yeah.
waiting. Go.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, there was a kid that did it at Moorabbin one time when Tony Lockett was kicking a bag of 14 or whatever
Mm-hmm.
he kicked, and he walked away with like 6 Sherrins.
How good.
Because Tony Lockett used to kick the same distance wherever he was
Yeah,
kicking
yeah.
from.
Yeah.
He would constantly
Car park.
just kick 45 metres and it'll go straight. Kick through the ball. Great technique. But yeah, it'd always just go out into the car park or go over the back of the grandstand, and some kid walks away with like 6 Sherrins.
Yeah, well, if you're
They
out
ran
there,
out of
mate,
footies for the game. They had to delay the game to go into the change rooms and get more footies.
That's it.
Like, they don't have the ball bag. They didn't have the ball bags back then.
Yeah.
Stories of Moorabbin.
This one's from Dan. G'day, boys. Very happy that Saints footy is back,
How good is it?
as are we, yes. Have come up with a bit of a drinking game in regards to the potty and would like to hear your thoughts.
Oh, the fizzies, yeah.
The fizzies. We've got the Mornington Peninsulas here. Maybe we'll play it now. Who knows?
Oh,
Nah,
yeah,
we're not doing that.
I don't think we'll do it.
We'll get a brain freeze. These are so cold.
These are unbelievable. Like, it's only 21 degrees today. It's going to be 32 tomorrow. but-
Yeah, you have to drink when one of the following occurs. Okay, boys?
Yeah.
Okay, boys. Every time Joycey does an impression, drink. Every time Marshy says 100%.
Yeah, I do.
And-
It's funny you say that
do say
because
that a lot.
so I was saying before that I listened back for training and quality purposes, and I need to come out with the tape with the the instructions.
100%.
It just say no, not 100%, because I'll listen back. I'm like, how many times does this bloke say?
That's actually a pet
gonna
hate
keep
of
an eye
mine,
out
but
for
I've
that.
never picked up on it from you.
Yeah.
It does my head in.
Yeah.
Every time the Godfather gets a Jakey's junk mail from Hayley Watson, I'm not going to drink that much. That's a once a year, I reckon. Bring on the Cats in round 1, Carney Saints.
It's actually going to be
Solid.
a dry episode because we haven't had an impersonation from Joycey.
No.
Yeah.
Hayley hasn't reared her head yet.
nothing yet.
And I have stuck to my mantra. I don't think I've said 100%.
No, I think you've been okay.
Yeah.
We'll hear it back, but
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, aside from that one.
Yeah.
This one is from Martin, which I shared with you boys, I think, earlier
Yeah,
today.
sorry I lifted the curtain on that.
Yeah, so what's he got here? Oh, it's a bit of a fun fact, actually. 2024 is only the 7th time, so this is where I got it from Joycey off air. 2024 is only the 7th time St Kilda have had an undefeated preseason since it began in 1979.
Ooh.
When going through the preseason undefeated, St Kilda have a 50% record of going on to win a final that year. And a quirky omen for 2024, same thing, the margins from the two pracky games, 19 and 66. I mean,
I have got
it's a bit
everyone
crazy.
in Saints colours onto this.
It's a bit crazy.
There is 66s everywhere.
The views, my YouTube video views,
1966.
Yeah.
I pulled in a bin today from outside, realised it was the wrong bin, took it back out
Yeah.
because we have a green lid on ours and some of them had a red one. Had a red one on it. I went and pulled it halfway down. I was like, oh, red lid, silly. Looked at the front. Unit 66. Like, it's just popping up. Dog shop today. Best friends. Richmond, Victoria Street. Paid for it. $16.66.
Yeah, this is ridiculous.
Like, it's coming up Millhouse.
Yeah,
It's definitely out there.
It is.
absolutely. This one's from Tom. Inside 50, a real worry still. Has Ross got anything up his sleeve to fix for round 1? I don't...
Oh,
is it really an issue?
No, I think
Hasn't jumped out
that
to me.
what we saw on the weekend was a lack of work rate from Max King. And that really showed in the organisation because people were expecting other people to do things for them.
Yeah.
Because they didn't want to get hurt. Because the message would have been sent out to Kingy, just have a run,
Bruce
get on the
Lee.
move. But yeah, do not get hurt. So he was not doing things that he would usually do in his sleep. So I think that when the centreman looked up and he wasn't coming up at them, it was just a little bit confusing.
Yep.
Yeah.
This one's from Kinney. Surely Moose debuts this year. What are your boys' thoughts
Oh, Moosey.
on the old Maxi Heath? I mean, he's you'd think he's due soon.
Did he play on...
I don't know if he played for
Moose due soon.
Sandy afterwards. I have to check, but
Did he play last
know.
week for Sandy?
I don't think I saw him. No.
I was going to say, I don't think I did either.
Tom Campbell maybe did.
He's
but yeah.
he's been wearing the Fluoro hat for much of the preseason.
Yeah?
To me, well, he's always just doing laps. So
Yeah, he's rarely in the main, but he's not on the injury list.
yeah,
So I don't know what.
yeah.
What they're doing
Look,
there.
I'd like to see what he's got. I think it's going to be a big year at Sandy for him.
Mm-hmm.
It'll be interesting to see if he is the number one big dog and TC
Campbell,
kind of steps back, steps to the side a bit for him. But yeah, I suppose. But that's the other thing is if he's playing, then that means it's not good news for Marshall, and Marshall is our single most important player.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
selfishly, I don't want to see Heath play.
Purely because of that reason.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Touch
but
wood.
hopefully, whenever he does get a chance, he takes it because he's a great character, but he's just got the build that he looks like he's just going to be. He's pretty much another Marshall.
Yeah.
The
Yeah,
way that
very
he's
similar
built.
build.
So I think if he just develops a bit of that,
Yeah.
the fitness base.
Yeah, he's got
he
the
can be
Colgate
anything.
smile. So
Yeah,
he's
he's got it
already
all.
ticked the box on
He's
that.
got it all.
And
Yeah.
It's just a unit.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's a
Big
unit.
He's
boy.
a big boy. This one's from Taylor, who's asking, can Ari debut? Made a couple of errors, but I liked what I saw. Are we going to see Ari in the lineup against the Cats, boys? Is that going to happen?
He's
Or
a
is
good
it dependent
one-on-one
battle?
player, but yeah,
Is it
depending on battle. But
yeah.
I'd keep him out because you don't want to destroy the kid's confidence and have a Zach Dawson where Rocker kicks 9 on you and almost ruins your career before it even starts. So, just hold your horses on him, because I'd rather have him not on the ground and get done by Geelong and Hawkins kicks 10 than have him on the ground and we get done by Geelong and Hawkins kicks 10.
Well, because you're back in the system a little bit, and it's kind of mirrors last season where we were just our hand was forced by giving games to Caminiti.
Yes.
Caminiti plays round 1.
True, yeah.
So
yeah.
it could be at the other end of the ground. So, and to be honest, none of those players looked out of depth. I think that's the benefit of being in such a strong system, a structured system, so that even if you might not be individually killing it, if you're adhering to the system, it'll look after you in a way.
Yeah.
So I think, let's just say he does play and he's getting a bit of a hiding from the Geelong forward. We could switch him up to the forward line and Sharman goes down there.
Yeah.
There is flexibility.
So there's flexibility there.
Sharman did get put onto half back for a bit of the game.
Did he? Oh,
Yeah, and I think that was a move that was taken in case something went wrong. So I love that.
Yeah.
I love that because we're coming up against a side that has got their smalls are just as dangerous. You know, Henry's speed is dangerous. Tyson Stengel's footy IQ and read of the ball is dangerous. You know, so we've got injuries.
Yeah.
You know, so we've got Webster out now. We've got Patton out. Stocker's still there, but Stocker doesn't have the pace that Webster or Patton have. He's good one-on-one,
Yeah.
but he doesn't have the run-down ability.
Could we almost see a Burnsy in the back line?
Maybe.
He didn't play there at all yesterday.
But if you put him onto
Yeah.
a Henry or something, like... But that's
Henry's too big.
yeah. He's a mid-sized forward, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's going to be
We'll have a think in the
We'll see
next
how,
week,
I'm glad we're not playing this week.
It's good to have that extra prep, especially with the injuries,
Yeah.
suspensions.
Yes.
We've got enough
bit of time to think.
to train the way we want to play
Yeah.
Yeah.
the lineup. It's not a last-minute debacle.
Yeah.
You know, I think last year was a bit similar in that we did get a lot of injuries, but we did get a lot of them early. So that come round 1, we kind of knew a bit about Caminiti. We had a bit of a structure.
Yeah.
And we could cope. It's not like, on the
Yeah,
eve
it's so funny we're looking for places to fill a half-back flanker because for the past 10 years, it's all we've had.
I know.
Is Riley Bonner the second coming of Shane Savage, though, just quietly?
Oh, the second coming.
The Macho.
Of the Macho.
Man. I reckon the Macho Man's back.
Yeah,
He's 2 games in a row, just dobbed them from out.
Is it just
Riley
like,
Bomber.
Can the nickname does it just get like passed around to these type of players, or
I
have we
think
got a
it
different
can be.
nickname for the Bonner?
Yeah.
The Booner?
No, Bomber.
The Bomber?
Bombs them from 50.
Riley Bomber?
true.
Riley Bomber. There's
Yeah.
that one. But I'm sure we've got more on the slow cooker
Yeah, for sure.
because he's a silky boy.
If you think of any nicknames for Riley Bonner Saners, send them into Jake's junk mail next week and we'll read them out.
Yeah.
And then we'll
Best
pick the
one gets
one.
a 2009 record.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because in the off-season, I'll send a photo to you boys. I'll bring it in next potty. I've just got a box full of crap where it's just like... But they're not crap, but it's just a whole bunch of old school records and the Saints, the annual magazine.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'll bring it out there.
There you go. I've got a box like that in the garage too, and I need to go check it because original Pokemon cards are going nuts at the moment, and they're selling for, butt tons of money. And I think I've got a set of original Pokemon cards
Oh, mate.
in the garage, so I need to go have a look. But I'm not throwing away any of the Saints stuff.
No.
Yeah.
No,
Well,
So, best name could potentially
Yeah,
get a
send it in.
Charizard.
no, not happening.
Big
Not
prizes,
happening.
big
No, I'm
prizes
paying
on
the
this
bills with
show.
Charizard.
yeah. On that note, that is Jakey's junk mail, Saners.
Well done.
Thank you very much. Yep. Very nice for
Very nice.
those questions. And no review, so we could jump into a minute if he has a minute. You got a minute?
I've always got a minute.
You always got a
I've
minute.
always got a minute for you guys.
Got a minute? Hang on. Let me.
Yeah, well, let's
set up here. Sorry.
let's give a minute to get a minute, shall we?
Right, you've sprung it on me.
I know. I thought I'd test to see how
I'm not
quickly you
used
can
to
do it.
spotting
Well, you could just look at him go.
No, yeah. Well, this is
This
the
is a
problem
li-
because
this
it's
is a
all the
live
way
show.
up the end of the segment, so
Because we usually,
it's like a good 20 minutes away.
yeah,
Oh, dear.
that's what happens when we
Yeah.
don't have a game to talk about.
Yeah, that's right. All right, here we go.
Let's go.
In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Marshy's minute. Marshy's minute. Marshy's minute. Marshy's minute.
I've pretty much already alluded to it, but I was bitterly disappointed. I hate missing out on things. I hate lining up.
FOMO.
And the FOMO and, you know, just coming off the minute last week where I sort of gave the Sainers just a bit of a clip on how to be good hosts and whatnot. I know that there may have been some ticket master, whatever issues. That's always the case. But to me, there's always, as soon as you walk like the South Road end, directly behind the goals, typically there's always a gate open there. You can fit a truck through there.
Yep.
And that's been closed for the last couple of times. And at the Essendon game, I was actually, they're lucky that it's at 2:00 or else it would just be an absolute logjam out there. And yeah, to get to the game, 10, 15 minutes before the bounce, I'm actually making good time for once in my life. I'm like, you beauty. And then I just see the line just from the second ovals. That's where it was going from. And that's not on. It's just a really, it's not good for the club because it's missing out on cash for people being inside. Getting that economy stimulated and Sainers stimulated. But yeah, I just think it was a bit disappointing, and I don't know whether or not people got a bit cheap, not wanting to have an extra security on the main gate. But, people got in there in the end, but I just hate lining up.
Yeah, 100%.
Does my head in.
Agree with you there, mate. Here.
Yeah. Now, we were speaking about impersonations before. Yeah, and the drinking game around it, which is funny because I was having a chat with the old man before I came in, and we're just talking about how lovely it is to watch Nasiah Wanganeen-Malira and how he's going to miss out on one thing throughout his career that he deserves more than most. And it's just not going to happen, and it's very sad. Bruce McAvaney won't be saying his name.
Oh, yeah.
And he won't be calling him, and he won't be saying that he's special or delicious.
Oh, fuck. He'd lose his mind. That's a great point, actually.
Bruce McAvaney's marbles have been lost since the day that kid's debuted.
How would he say it, though? That's the question. How exactly would...
Yeah.
Okay, let's go back to the elimination final. He gets the handball from Rowe? From Windy, and he's kicking that goal in the process of kicking the big 3/4 time goal.
Rowan Marshall in the ruck contest. He's kicked a high ball. I think he's kicked it to himself. He gets the handball out. Windhager, special player there. Gets it to Nasiah Wanganeen-Malira, who has a shot at goal. Oh, he's special, isn't he? He's special. Nasiah Wanganeen-Malira will be saying his name for the next decade, and how silky and special he is. He's a little bit like Cyril, isn't he?
And he really elongate because the name.
Yeah, he would just drag it.
It's like
Nasiah Wanganeen-Malira.
It would take 30 seconds.
It's the triple. It's the triple.
Yeah.
The triple.
He's got a hyphen.
Yeah.
Brucey loves it when there's a
3
hyphen
words,
to work with.
3 syllable words.
Yeah.
That's just boom, 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 boom. That's made
Nasiah
for Bruce.
Wanganeen-Malira, juicy.
Do you reckon Brucey does cameos? Because that was sexy, Joycey.
I'd love to
Thank you.
get him to submit one.
Yeah, can we get Brucey just to get a cameo of him just saying
I'm gonna
Nasiah Wanganeen-Malira?
Just a little synopsis on him. Yeah, it would be cool.
We will try and get him on the show.
Yeah. Oh, look at him galloping down the wing. And he hits King on the chest. Oh, he's silky.
Oh, I reckon Brucey would have gasped when we just rewind to the kick that we just dine out on all the time against the Kangas.
Yeah,
that
the
bullet.
the absolute
That bullet. Like, you'd hear the sound. We all heard the sound of the connection. Then we heard the audible ooh from that, and you would have heard Brucey go.
But that would have happened after.
Brucey's got the tingles.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, just the split seconds of it all just coming together for.
Sorry, Naz.
Nah.
Like you were a. You know how you
Dennis,
say
even Dennis would have he would have had a great time calling him.
Yeah.
Very good time. Like he was he you know how you look at the perfect man and you say, okay, you were made by a woman.
Yep.
You've been made by a woman. He was made by a commentary box. He just has all the attributes that
microphone
make you
made
go,
him.
ooh.
Oh, jeez.
You know?
I feel like he's been kind of wasted by the current crop, to be fair, now that we're thinking about it, because
In terms of...
there just hasn't been any panache from...
I know. Did he?
I think that's
did they
just.
not learn?
I think that's just a systemic issue with the current commentary landscape.
Yeah, I get what you mean. Sorry, yeah. I thought you were talking about the Saints list. I was
Oh,
like, what do you
no,
mean
certainly not.
by-
No.
Yeah.
It's like when you got BTs of the world,
Yeah.
you know.
It's more well when you think about it, especially Dennis. You know, I wouldn't say he's a footy expert, but
Yeah.
he didn't analyze. He just called.
He was just
He was
calling
a
it.
the
great
story
caller,
of the
yeah.
4 quarters that you were witnessing.
Yeah.
He didn't care about who's defending, who's that. He just called it.
Yeah.
Everyone now is critiquing and commentating at the same time.
I reckon
and you
Eddie would
lose it.
do a bit
Eddie's
of
still- I
justice
still rate
towards
Eddie.
Nasiah.
Yeah.
But Dennis would have to come up with a metaphor for
Yeah.
it. That was Dennis's thing. He just came up with the perfect metaphors.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
like we were on the end of one with snuck up like a librarian.
Yeah,
you know,
don't-
he
don't
was just
that.
great in the moment calling
Yeah.
metaphor. So what would it be?
Same with Bruce with Lenny's goal. You got
Yeah.
a meter when he needed it or whatever it was that he says when
Yeah.
he got a big goal in 2010.
Yeah, he just would get so excited
yeah.
Yeah.
for
Anyway.
Nasiah.
Yeah. So hopefully, is Hutto still
Hutto's still
Hutto's
around.
he's still around.
doing Hutto things?
Still
Yeah,
doing
maybe
Hutto
we'll have
things.
to get it out of him. Maybe we'll have to send him a message and say, mate, big shoes to fill.
Get
Naz
going.
needs ya.
Yeah.
We need ya. The boys need ya.
Well,
Well, hopefully not this week. Next couple of weeks we'll be talking his praises.
That's right. Because I heard in the commentary box they were chatting about, who was in there? It was Dwayne Russell, I think Dermy and Callie Underwood, but they were chatting about one of the players from Hawthorn and the Western Bulldogs game. And it was something about chicken? Like fried chicken or something like that? Like there was a...
yeah.
Is there a
was that-
kid's name called like Colonel or something like that? Or-
Riley Sanders.
Riley Sanders,
Yeah,
there you
yeah,
go.
the
Yeah,
Colonel.
Rilly
Yeah.
Sanders. And they were coming up with little metaphors to say
Yeah, the
about him. And
Colonel.
Dwayne Russell's like, oh, yeah, maybe I'll sneak in. It was finger licking good.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they're like, oh, save it for the year.
No,
Because
no.
that's the good stuff. That's the good part of Dwayne. That's the good part of Dwayne.
I like Dwayne, eh?
Are we just breaking down every commentator?
yeah, I think
Yeah.
that's what
Is
this has turned into.
that-
Yeah.
Let's take it easy, boys.
Yeah.
Um,
But
Yeah.
Anyone but BT for me.
yeah, he's a bit
He
of a drag at the
sucks.
moment, isn't he?
He
He needs a
sucks.
year off. Needs a year on the pine and just to re-find his love for the game. I reckon does BT.
Yeah.
Anyway, regardless,
No footy does that to us,
No
but
footy. We
live,
digress.
and we will be back this
We
week.
digress.
This time next week, we are pumped. We'll be talking about cats.
that's it. Up the Saints.
Up the Saints.
Shaking my head, I really love my Saints footy, and I love the feeling. So does the family. Oh yeah, Saints footy, eh, eh.